Hi, my name is Tim Harris. I live in Northern Ontario, Canada, and we're on a trail here that is a logging trail we put in quite a few years ago. We took a lot of poplar out of here for paper pulp. I'm just going to start making a series of videos about a topic that I think is very important, and that is God and the soul, our soul. I just feel it's kind of the most important topic, but in our society we certainly don't talk about these things very often. But it's kind of at the center of who we are, I believe, and it's just the most important and real thing that we have. Now I'm coming to this from a layman's perspective. I don't follow any religion. I did attend some church, a United Church, when I was younger, and then for a few years, a number of years ago. I never took it in to the point of where I believed in what I would consider dogma of the church. I didn't take it into the point where I had much to give up to get to where I am today. Now I see these topics in a very practical way, in a very real way, and actually a scientific way. So how did I get to here while I'm standing in front of a camera to do this talk? Well, some parts of my life I did search for truth, or what I felt was true. Particularly when my children were very young, and I did a lot of searching and looking into health and education. And at that time I made some fairly big changes, or not what we would call normal changes in the way that our society was. But the search for truth in a stronger way began 6 or 7 years ago, I guess. And I just started looking deeper into things that I believed and a lot of society believed was true. And I got to the point where I realized, or I thought, that the things that I really had to look at everything that I thought was true and thought was correct. I really had to look at them and really have a lot of doubt that they were true. Now these are things that I would have learned in my education, learned from secondhand from a lot of different people. Certainly growing up, my parents and my family and school and employers, and so many things I would take in, and that I only took them in intellectually. I only learned them in my head. I didn't have actual practice, and so I didn't really know those things. It's just things that I was taught. And I've just come to now look at a lot of those things that I've learned as I don't feel that they are correct. I don't feel that they are real or true. But then when I started looking at a few years ago deeper into our society, into our politics and our education and our media and everything that's going on we can see in our world if we're willing to look at it. And that just led me various places over time, and it got me to where somebody was speaking about God and our soul, and it was somebody that I had learned to respect and learned to see that the things he said I thought were non-contradictory and very, very helpful in a very, very practical way. And from there, it just led me to more places to look at various things and to search out various topics. And I really started looking at what we feel is true compared to what God would see as true. And there's a wide difference there. And those are some of the things I will talk about in future videos. So where is man's place in all of this? And we get so wrapped up in what's going on in our world, in our environment, in our society, that we, or many of us, do not look, and I did not look into myself. I did not really want to, and I did things to push that searching away until the last while, and now I am starting to look at me and my place and what my relationship to God would be. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And those topics and a number of topics, I don't know what topics I'm going to talk about, just whatever interests me at the time. But the basis for it will be God and our soul. And I'm putting this out there just to put it out there. I'm putting it out there because it's a benefit to me. It's a benefit to me to try to explain where I'm coming from, trying to explain what I see, and that helps me to see, am I describing it correctly? Am I really getting to the heart of who I am and where I'm coming from? And I'm just putting it out there. I'm not asking anybody to believe anything I say. And but if it is helpful to anyone, then that would be perfectly fine with me. So that's my introduction to God and the soul. And thank you for listening, if you have listened, and maybe I'll see you again. Thank you.